Hi guys, today I'll be joined by someone I respect so much. I've been trying to get him on the show. He's a business mogul, he's the CEO of WAKA Lounge, and also a proud owner of a care home. Today we are going to be discussing the challenges, the trials, the hurdles, everything he has faced in trying to get to this position, and also how he's been able to upscale his business. Please join me. Hello everyone. Good day. My name is Olu. Today I have with me a very respectable gentleman. He's my boss as well. I'm privileged to know someone like him. He's the CEO of WAKA Lounge, and he's here with us today to actually talk us through how the journey has been, the challenges, the hurdles, the ups and downs, and you know, basically let us know his success story. Hello, Mr. Yomi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So, my fans, everyone out there would like to know you. If you would like to introduce yourself properly.
Right. My name is Bola Fatuwase. I'm the CEO of WAKA Lounge and Managing Director of the Care business.
Wow. So, have you been able to manage both having a lounge where people come, eat, drink, chill, and also having a care room where you have people that have the needs and are being catered for at the same time. Do you have different staffs, or do you have been able to juggle this around?
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's not been easy. It's quite challenging,
Yeah.
and that's at the back of when I cut time off from my professional career as an accountant, believing I want to go into business. So I started off with a care business and had an opportunity to move into the lounge, restaurant, entertainment world, if you want. Yeah, it's been challenging, but the good thing is I have good people that work with me to make the burden a lot lighter.
Wow. Okay, but I would like to guess you didn't start both businesses at the same time.
No,
So
no.
how did you move? How did you transition? Which started first? And
So it was a care business that started first, and that was at a time where I was still contracting within my professional capacity as an accountant,
okay,
just to have something on the side to make ends meet. But then after some time, as the business was growing, I thought that I need to call time on the 9 to 5 and face the business squarely, which I did.
okay,
And during that time, I had an opportunity to go into partnership to start
okay.
with the lounge in Chelmsford because I saw that there's an opportunity there, being the only Nigeria African restaurant or
Wow.
lounge, if you like, in Chelmsford. So I went into it about 2 years ago now.
Okay, and because I've seen a few adverts, I've seen a few people come around in terms of our Nigerian artists that are really, really doing well. I mean, at some point, Two Face came, I Spent Some Money, Odumodu Black. These are names people would reckon with. These are names that you know, as far as our music industry is known. These are people that they are forced to reckon with either before or now, and some of them are still current up to date. And how have you been able to bring them down here? Has it been um, easy for you to connect with some of these artists to bring them down, or has it been challenging? What has it cost Wakala a lot of money to bring them down, or and they are coming down? Has it been productive in terms of reuniting Africans? I won't say Nigeria alone, because obviously the food being sold is not just for Nigerians but for
Mm.
Africans, and has it been able to reunite Africans? You have a lot of Africans coming in to Wakala Lounge to come and vibe, eat, and um, merry in the lounge. Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I'm quite, should I say I'm new to the entertainment world or restaurant lounge business? It's not
Yeah.
experience I've ever had. So it all started, like I previously said, that I found out there's an opportunity there, but mainly to create some kind of hub where Africans could meet. Because, it's quite boring in this country where you don't really have families and friends around, and creating a community was key to my decision in getting into it. So talking about the operation side of things,
Yeah.
obviously, like you said, we brought in some great artists, the likes of Lax, Chike, Faye, High Springs Amani, a very good friend, by the way,
Wow.
Two Face, Peruzzi, Odumodu Black,
Yeah.
quite a few of them. And I think this year we got some interesting lineup, the likes of Leo Cash, possibly, Joe Boy.
Joe Boy coming in.
Yeah,
Impressive.
so we're still working on it. It's not all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's
It's in
not
the pipeline.
complete yet. It's in the pipeline, but
Okay.
definitely we should be bringing that. So the idea of bringing artists is to get the footfall.
Okay.
So just to put WAKA Lounge on the map
Okay.
for people to recognize, and that was the initial thought, but then it just grew to something that became a popular demand, and
Yeah.
we just couldn't stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the question you asked, is it costly? Yeah, sometimes it costs
Yeah.
a ham and a leg,
Wow.
but with the support of people turning up, it made it a lot easier, to recover the cost sometimes
Wow.
and get into a place where it is becoming profitable.
Wow.
And some of the artists have made it so easy for us. I mean, there's no way I wouldn't give them the shout out. The likes of Ice Prince Amani, the likes of Udimo the Black, the likes of Two Face.
Yeah.
They came in and they didn't just come in as an artist. We just want to take their fee.
Wow.
They're quite interested in the community
Wow.
and what we're trying to achieve as well.
Wow.
And they really helped.
Wow. Shout out to Two Face, Adibia, Ice Prince Amani, Odumodu Black, like Yvette, from the horse's mouth. We need to give you your flowers. You've been able to promote the African culture, not just the Nigerian culture, but the African culture in Chelmsford and in the UK. So thank you for coming in. And I'd like to, because I know right now, because I mean, I've had interaction with a few people living in Chelmsford and those that have been to this sort of event, or I mean, coming to WAKA Lounge and all that, because right now I think WAKA Lounge has raised the standard to a certain level, and a lot of people are looking at, okay, who's coming next? We've had the likes of Two Face, we have the likes of Ice Zamani, Odumodu Black, and the rest. And they're looking for, okay, who's coming next? And this could be challenging sometimes, because when you start raising the bar high, people would always want to keep seeing it go higher. So I mean, how has this been for the management? And
Yeah, I think we really set ourselves up nicely not
Yeah,
to feel
yeah,
that. But you're absolutely right. I've had people throw different names. People are even talking about Burna Boy, Davido, Whiskey, and the rest of it, and I just laugh about it.
Wow.
How do we want to fit them in
wow,
into Wakaland? But again, it's something that is not impossible. But our plan with the team I work with is to open Chelmsford up and literally put Chelmsford on the map.
yeah,
So I'm sure in the next few months, coming years, we'll be having what you could put as the A-list celebrity coming into Chelmsford to perform
wow,
and give people what they need.
wow. Another thing is, I mean, I've noticed that coming in right now during all these sort of events, it's difficult to fit in the numbers of people that wants to come for the event, and some people have to be bounced off, or probably if the lounge is filled, there's nothing you can do, they can't come in and all that. Is Wakaran looking to expand, probably have other lounges where we can increase the capacity to be able to contain even people coming from London, some coming from Manchester and all that, to come and enjoy and grace this sort of event? Is a time to bond and facilitate with our celebrities in Africa and make sure at the same time we eat good food coming from WAKA LOUNGE. So what's in the pipeline about this?
So we definitely have, as every business would have, a 5 year, 10 year plan. So the plan is to eventually move to a bigger venue in Chelmsford.
Okay.
We just need to make sure that the footfall is enough to make it sustainable for the business in terms of having a bigger space. But at the same time, what we've been looking at as well is expanding to the likes of Colchester. So we did an event in Colchester late last year.
Okay.
Where Ice Prince Zamani performed.
Wow.
And that's opened up Colchester. The other celebrities like Joe Boy, Ruga, most likely, still in the pipeline. They might be going to Colchester to perform just because of the bigger venue. So yeah, it's all in the pipeline to expand Chelmsford capacity and also to move out of Chelmsford and create same vibes in other parts of Essex.
Wow, wow. I mean, it's something that I know might not be that easy, but I trust you guys to do as well. I mean, with the way you started, I mean, I know it wouldn't have been easy coming up with all these events and all that. And talking about the kind of food that we could expect in WAKA LOUNGE, like if you could talk us through how you come about the ideas. Obviously, yes, I know, these are food that we eat in Africa, in Nigeria, and all that. Is it always difficult to satisfy the customers, or have there been complaints? Have there been, obviously, a lot of people have spoke about the delicacy, the beans cake, that is really nice and all that. I have a few friends in Chelmsford that tell me, they order for it to be delivered, and so they've spoke about it. So I mean, what is the obviously I know you won't be able to give us the secret, but I'll still ask, what is the secret behind that?
The secret behind this is having the right team, to be honest. And just like you said, there's no need of talking about success, which I don't think we're even there yet, to be honest. Without talking about the challenges that we've had. So we've had several complaints, and I'm the kind of person who wants to listen to complaints more than I take compliments. Because that's the only way you can improve. So we've had several complaints sometimes about food getting delayed. The food wasn't up to scratch to start with, but then we've gone on to recruit some great chef. And the testimony has been a lot different than last year. Someone actually said to me, I think they had oha soup, and the woman said, "This is like me going back home to eat."
Wow.
So they could feel the taste of a proper Nigerian delicacy.
Wow.
And that is the standard we want to keep. So when you talk about the food, really, I think I can say that this particular meal is our best meal. I think most of our meals are just spot on.
Spot on. Wow.
And we've had some great feedback about the taste of the food. So we know that there are some areas where we need to improve on. Something like the delivery time, which most times we do not really have much we can do about it, but we're still looking at how to improve it.
Like you've all heard, of course, constructive criticism is something we should all take in. It will only help the business grow. It will only help our business grow. It will only help our business get better. And for those that are just joining in, I'm still with the CEO of WAKA LOUNGE, and he also owns a care home. And I would like to now ask, let us to take it home, to take it home now. I would like to ask, how has it been, being a business owner? Are there times when you feel like probably if you were still working in your field as an accountant and you don't have any headache to be in the management space whereby you need things to run effectively across board, you just need to focus on your section as an accountant? I mean, how has it been? Because there are a lot of people out there trying to start up a business, having issues with with putting things together, or even the mentality to keep trying. What can you advise? What can you say in this regard?
Yeah, that's a very good question, to be honest. Because sometimes I look at things and I'm like, would I not be better off remaining an employee because at the end of the day, once you finish the job, the headache is over.
You get paid.
And you get paid.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of what happens, you get paid.
Yeah.
Which in business, you know, you're working 24/7. Even when you sleep, you're still working.
Yeah.
But what business gives you is gives you that flexibility. It gives you your time back at some point.
Yeah.
So it wasn't an easy journey. But what helped was because I've worked in senior management role during my time, so that gave me the experience of managing people because the most important thing is about managing people. You can't do it on your own. You need qualified, experienced, and loyal people around you to build a successful business. And I'm very fortunate, you know, to have those people, you know, working with me. So my advice would be, you know, it's never going to be easy. You know, even being an employee is not easy. Because once you're given a task, you face some challenges, and all you just want to do is to make sure that you deliver. And the same thing is applicable to your business. But what happens most time is that we procrastinate and the fear of the unknown. So my advice would be just bite the bullet, get it started. You will fail at some point. Pick yourself up and shut some down.
Wow. So you read it from the CEO of WAKA LOUNGE himself. He's explained and he has also advised you and I, you know, to make sure that in whatever we do, we keep the grinding going. We make sure we bite the bullet, you know. You don't just feel like things would work out. It's not a roller coaster whereby you just start a business and you start getting the returns or you start making the money, the profit. You know, everyone has a story. Every business has a story. And it's important for us to understand that we need to keep pushing. You've not failed until you decide not to get up. So please, as you work this, also try to understand the fact that businesses would always have its own ups and downs, and you are the one to be mentally ready to contain your business flow. So to round off, I mean, in the UK we always have this. Anyway, don't let me say the UK alone because obviously it should be a standard practice, work-life balance. So with all these, you know, because I mean, I also have one or two things that I do in terms of the care business. So how have you been able to juggle? And I know how stressful it could be. You get calls about this, about that. You get calls if there's going to be an inspection and all that. So have you been able to juggle all of this at the same time, balancing it with, you know, you also having your time and space to relax and not just think about work and business alone?
And there's a successful man, there's always a woman. And my wife has been pivotal in terms of how things are shaped up. You know, it's always good that when there's a plan, the whole family is carried along, you know, and they buy into the plan. So that has made life a lot easier where she could manage the home front and allow me that, you know, that time to be able to do other things. So knowing this, you know, we just have a regular plan of how our week will plan out and also how our year would be so that we're making sure that we create a family time where when it's family time it's down to and it's family time.
Wow.
And when it's couple time it's down to couple time. And when it's my time, you know,
it's down to your time as well.
It's down to my time. So I have maybe a couple of boys
hangouts, travels,
you know, travels in the year. So, yeah.
Wow. So always have take that time out to rest, to chill, and to, you know, brainstorm. You know, sometimes always good for you to relax and come back stronger. One more important question that I almost forgot. What's your best food? What's your best food?
Salad.
No, don't say salad. I know where salad is coming from. So what's your best food?
I think my best food is actually I struggle, to be honest. It used to be pounded yam.
And what? For you,
it used to be pounded yam and egusi.
Okay.
Being an Egyptian man.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's no longer that. I'll say probably yam porridge.
And what?
And fish.
Wow. So what kind of fish is your best fish? Titus, coca, tilapia? Coca.
tilapia or hake.
Or egg. Okay, yeah. I think egg is. I mean, it's quite sweet as well. I enjoy having egg as well. Um, Aside from that, when you look at 5 years before now and 5 years, I mean, and where you are now, I mean, would you look back and change anything in terms of the kind of business you've been into, or the kind of environment you found yourself, or everything is going according to plan, like from milestone to milestone?
Um, I don't think I would change anything per se, but I'll probably say maybe I could have started a bit earlier,
Okay.
bite the bullet a long time ago,
Yeah.
rather than leaving it too late.
Wow. So our last question for today will be: does it feel great being a business owner, or you feel like at a point where you were working as an employee, you had a lot of time on your hands than you have now, or you feel like okay, right now you could control things differently. You might not have the time because I mean I have a friend who told me while he was working, he had the time but he didn't have enough resources in terms of money. But now that he's a business owner, he has the money but he doesn't have a lot of the time to actually have time for other things that he would always have done previously. So, what would be your take on these two angles?
I mean, you can't eat your cake and have it. Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you have to balance it out. So
yeah.
I'd say that I enjoy what I'm doing now because I do things in my own terms and in my own time.
Yeah,
Even though you work 24/7, but you can still control
yeah,
how that work goes. So yeah, I think I enjoy what I'm doing. I wouldn't sacrifice that for anything else.
yeah. Well, thank you for coming on this show. Thank you for having us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your experience, your expertise, and also letting us know how it has been in terms of starting up WAKA Lounge. That has been, it's one of the major talks when it comes to Chelmsford right now. We talk about WAKA Lounge, the African food. I don't think there is any other African restaurant in Chelmsford. I stand to be corrected.
Yeah, there are quite a few,
There are
but
quite a
more
few. Okay.
more like takeaway.
More like a takeaway. Okay. So having that, and people are always talking about it, and also making sure that people have a nice time with their favorite artist coming in. It's more than a blessing to Chelmsford. It's more than a blessing to the African community and also everyone that wants to come and enjoy with us. Because I'm sure it's not limited to the African community alone. So it's nice to have you once again. And to part, please, what would be your advice to those that are looking up to starting up a restaurant or a lounge, or what would be that take home that you tell them, this is something to look out for, this is something you need to do, or this is something you should have planned before starting, or this is what you need to have that ruggedness about. Okay, you will definitely encounter this and you need to be able to stand firm.
Yeah. So I mean, before I give any advice, what I just want to say is,
Yeah.
we're still a growing business, right?
Yeah.
So I'd like to address the fact that where we might be getting it wrong, for people to come forward, especially we trying to build a community to come forward and let us know where we can improve, and not to see us as a successful business and then stop patronizing us. So we still need that footfall. So tell friends and friends and friends about WAKA Lounge so that and keep us sustainable. So in terms of the advice of going into lounge restaurant, as a man who hasn't had any experience whatsoever in that area, leisure and hospitality, is that you will face challenges, and I think where most African business, especially within the hospitality, where we fail is that we want a quick profit, and we start compromising quality for quantity so that we can get some profit out of it. So it's all about giving people what they want, and over time as the turnover grows, then that profit will come. So quality is really key.
Wow. So you've heard it from the horse's mouth. Quality is something we need to look out for when in any business we find ourselves. And for those specifically going into this line of business, please pick quality over quantity. Because on the long run, it will pay you out. And like you said, we need to understand that every business will always have that challenge. And please, if you're in Chelmsford, if you are coming to Chelmsford, try to visit WAKA Lounge. Try to promote. I mean, it's good for us to promote ourselves. It's good for us to promote businesses that that would help us even remember home. I believe WAKA Lounge is a place that makes you feel home away from home in terms of you eating the African cuisine, the African food, jollof rice, pounded yam, or soup. Anything, name it African. You would definitely find it there. So please, I would be putting out the link for WAKA Lounge and the address as well. You could visit, you could call them, you could check up on them, you could just drive into the area. Chelmsford is not far from London, maybe 45 minutes from London. You can always come in, check, chill out, have some nice time, vibe. And they've got lots of lovely drinks as well that you can enjoy. So please check out WAKA Lounge and I'll see you in my next episode. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that has watched the show today. This episode has been exciting. I've learned a few things about how I can upscale my business and also what to look out for, most especially constructive criticism. Please, anyone who has said anything negative about your business in the year 2024 or in the new year 2025, please don't take it to heart. Look at what you can learn from it and trash out whatever you feel doesn't really make sense about what they're saying. But always be ready to take on the criticism and change for the better. Because the more you listen, the more you engage with the people that are actually wanting and needing your help out there. You can visit WAKA Lounge at any time. They're in Chelmsford. Details about WAKA Lounge is down below in the comment section and in the description.